All right. Thank you for bearing with me there. I'm just trying to get things straight there. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brian Frazier. I am a member of EazyBot, part of the EazyBot family, and this is the EazyBot workshop. And I'd like to welcome you. I'm glad you are able to make it today, or tonight, I should say. And hopefully, going through this workshop, you'll be able to learn something if you don't already know how the EasyBot works. Just to let you know that getting into this workshop, we're going to go through primarily how the bot works. This is not a formal presentation or anything. Um, this is going to be more about how the bot works and how the bot makes profit in a down market. We feel that, if you really understand how this bot makes profit, even in a down market, then it gives you more confidence in putting your money in to something like EasyBot. And so we want to make sure that you're comfortable with that. And so that's why I created this workshop to give people more knowledge, more confidence in the EasyBot. And then this way you can also feel comfortable in explaining this to the other people. But keep in mind, you don't have to know how this bot works in order for it to work. Right? You don't have to know any of this to get involved with EasyBot. You don't have to explain this to anyone um, uh, to get others to get involved or anything of that nature. This workshop is just strictly designed for people that really want to know about how the bot works. And as I said before, it gives you much better confidence in going forward with this, especially when you're putting in your money into something like this. I haven't seen, uh, I haven't seen any program out here where you can get involved with something and um, and you get full transparency on how everything works. Right? I haven't seen anything like this yet. And so if you find something like that, then please let me know. Okay. Because as far as I know right now, as far as my knowledge and information, I haven't seen anything that gives you as much transparency as EasyBot does. And then also the other thing that really steered me to EasyBot, besides how the bot works itself, but the main thing that really got where I really planted my flag into EasyBot is that I get to hold on to my funds as they're being traded and making me profit. Right? And so that alone by itself really intrigued me and made me plant my flag into EasyBot. I've been involved with various different platforms in the crypto space, and I've made money and I've lost money. Okay. But in any case, I've never been able to hold on to my funds while I was making money. And so that to me puts EasyBot above all the rest that I've seen so far. And so just knowing that puts you in a whole different realm. So I hope that you can really recognize that as we go through this. Um, Now, I, I like to get right into this because it's a lot of information to go over. Because when I go through this workshop and I go through how the bot works, I go through it very detailed. Okay, it's going to be very detailed, and I go through it very slow on purpose. I don't rush through it or anything like that. I go through it very slowly so you can really get to see, because luckily with the webinar, we can be visual. And also I go in detail, visually how everything works. And so, so it's going to be a little wordy sometimes. And I hope that you can understand um, the, um, the way that I present it and the way that I talk about it. I try to be as elementary as I possibly can. And if I'm too elementary for you or too simple for you, bear with me, okay? Because there's a lot of people that may look at this, and we may need to go very slow and be very elementary about it so they can pick it up, because it may take you 2 or 3, maybe 4 times really looking at this to really grab the whole concept in its intricacies. Okay, the concept most people have, but the details of it, people get lost a little bit. And once you see it a few times, then it really starts to click in, and then you'll be one of the people going out here showing other people how this works as well. So so if you know some of this stuff, bear with it, bear with me. And for the other people that really don't know, because I will go slow on purpose just to make sure that people understand. And then also, just to let you know, because this is very informal, we don't have a big group or anything. It's just a small group of people. Then uh, you can unmute yourself anytime if you have a question about anything. Okay, if you have a question, if I'm going over something and you have a question about something, then by all means, if you raise your hand, that's nice. Or hopefully, if I see it, I'll call on you. But if I don't see it and you're trying to get my attention, just open up your mic and come on in and ask your question. And because I want you to, when you get a question formed in your head about something that I'm going over, I'd rather you go ahead and ask that question right then and there while it's on your mind, because that way you'll be able to grasp it a little better instead of trying to come back to it. Okay, and don't worry about if you're interrupting me or anything like that. That's not a problem. All right. So with all that's being said, let's get started with this. Now, the first thing that I always like to go over is just a couple of things about the EazyBot back office. Always get with the person that invited you, and I really encourage you to go ahead and set up a free account. It's not going to cost you anything. You don't have to set up a bot right away. I really encourage you to just, get the feel for this. Get your free account set up. Go in there, look around in the back office, play around in the back office, look at all the different things that the EazyBot has to offer, so you can get really, really familiar with it. Okay. And one of the first things that I would offer you to do or encourage you to do is when you get a free account, the very first thing that I really encourage people the very first thing to do is to get the marketing and training app. Okay, right on the dashboard as you log into your back office. And it only takes you about less than 2 minutes to set up a free account. But once you get into the back office, you'll automatically defaulted to the dashboard. And on the dashboard, over to the right here, you'll see the free, get the free marketing and training app. I really encourage you to get that as soon as you can. This right here is going to be to prove very valuable to you on this marketing and training app. Whether you're intending to introduce this to others or not, I still recommend that you get this, because it will help you in getting more knowledge about EazyBot and how it works and everything that goes on with the EazyBot company. Okay. So, and in order to do that, just click here where it says click here. Just click on that, and then it will have you to activate. And the way you activate is just put in your email address, put in create a password right here, and then click on activate. Okay, and when you click activate, then you can go ahead and log in. And when you log in, you'll come up to a page like this. Okay, and so what you want to do is get this app set up. I would encourage you to go around and look at everything that's in this app, because everything that you need is in this app. Okay, everything that you need. It's going to show you right here. It shows you how this app works, takes you through how the app works. Well, right here, how to use the app. It gives you the EazyBot overviews, presentations. It has a schedule of all the EazyBot calls that they have during the week. They even have the replays of all the corporate calls right here as well. and how to use the marketing resources, which that's being updated all the time. Okay, and then you have the different leads and pages of the funnels that you can send people to introduce them about EazyBot. So this is a very, very valuable tool to use, whether you're going to introduce people or whether you're just trying to learn about EazyBot. Everything is right here. Okay, so I really encourage you to use that whenever you can. So you want to get that set up. Okay, and then the next thing is to go up here where it says resource guide. Resource guide. You want to click on resource guide. And right here is everything that you need to know on how to get started with EazyBot. Everything is right here at your fingertips. And they even have clickable links that you can click on to watch videos telling you about various different things. Everything is right here that you need. And it's a very, very valuable resource tool here. And down at the bottom, the commonly used links, everything that you need right here is clickable links to get you to whatever you need to know. All right. So this is very, very valuable. All right. Very, very user-friendly back office. Everything is there for you. So you don't have to wonder. So, get with the person that invited you. They can walk you through some of this. But even if you can't find the person or can't catch up with the person that invited you, everything right here is so self-explanatory. If you go through this a couple of times, there's no way that you couldn't maneuver through what you need to do to really get going with EazyBot. All right. And then the last thing is the call schedule itself. I really encourage you to go through the call schedule, get on as many EazyBot calls that you can. They have different presentations in different languages. So if you know people in other countries, if their language is here, I encourage you to, get them to get on a live presentation in their language. Also, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, EazyBot has the support and training calls with Peter and Breezy. Very, very valuable. Those are like workshops within themselves because they really go over how the bot works. If you have a problem with the bot, they show you how to rectify that problem. If there's something that you don't understand, they will walk you through it. You can even share your screen to show your bots, and they will walk you through what to do with the bot. So I mean, it's very, very knowledgeable. It's very, very user friendly, and they're very, very helpful. The support with this company is second to none. I've never seen any company that has the type of support that EazyBot has. None, nowhere. All right, and so that's another reason why I planted my flag into EazyBot, because to me, a company is only as good as its support system. All right, it's only as good as its support system. And so, they have a top-notch support system, and you can never go wrong with the support that they give you in EazyBot. All right. So now let's get into the crux of the matter here, and let me get rid of some of this stuff here so it won't be in my way. All right. So now, what I want to do is I want to go into the bot itself, and this call will be recorded. So if you don't understand something that I go over, you may need to look at it again. Don't worry. This will be recorded and it will be sent out. If you got an email from me, then you'll get the recorded email as well of this call. I encourage you to send it out to others so they can take a look at the workshop as well, and get a bird's eye view of how the bot works. Also, because I know everybody can't make it on a Saturday night, and I really believe that as long as people get a chance to see how the bot works, whether they can come or they can watch the video, the recording of it, I think they can, really get ahead of the game and put themselves in a good position to understand how everything works and feel comfortable about what they're getting involved in. So now, here I just went into the EazyBot software itself. Okay, this is the settings of the EazyBot. This is basically once you have connected your EazyBot to your exchange, this is what you'll see on how to set your bot up. Okay, to the exchange. Right now, they have 2 exchanges or 3 exchanges that they're using. They're using Binance.com, Binance.us, and KuCoin.com. Okay, KuCoin. And those are the 3. They're coming up with more exchanges here in the very near future because you want to diversify yourself. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, because no one has control over the exchanges, even though we don't expect any exchange to go down. But you just never know what might happen, and so you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Just like I don't have just one bank account. I don't keep all my money in just one bank account. I kind of disperse my funds into different accounts because you never know what may happen to a bank. Not saying that something will happen to it, but you just want to be on the safe side because you just never know. And the same thing with this. And I've really learned that with cryptocurrency. I think I probably have at least 5 or 6 different exchange wallets, 5 or 6 of them. All right. And so, you want to learn how to get various different exchange wallets anyway, especially dealing in the crypto space. Okay. But those are the 3 that they use. So now when you set up your bot, once your bot is connected, once EazyBot is connected to the exchange, now you can set up your bot. And when you go in to set up your bot, you can just give it a title. And normally, it's best to set up the title based on what exchange that you're using. And like you want to put in a date, like 10-1/22. Okay. And you want to give it that title. And then you want to go in and you want to select what exchange that you're using. So if it's KuCoin, I have 2 exchanges that I've connected the bot to. And so I have this right here is my Binance exchange account. And then I have KuCoin. So let's say we're using KuCoin. You would put the exchange KuCoin. So you're connecting to this KuCoin. You're connecting this bot to KuCoin. And then you would select what coin that you want to trade. All right. So if I just go down here and click field. All right. So now I have the field and it's connected. It is being traded with the USDT. USDT is the pair coin that you're using to pair with another coin to trade. All right. So, so USDT is the main coin that you're using. The reason why they use that is because USDT is a stable coin and it's normally right around the same price as the US dollar. May fluctuate, maybe, 2 or 3 cents below the dollar or maybe 2 or 3 cents above the dollar, but it's roughly equivalent to the US dollar. Then you want to put this on cycle. You want to make sure this is on cycle. The reason why you want it on cycle is because anytime you go into a trade, it creates a session. And when that session is started and it buys the initial coin, the initial buy of that coin, then whenever that session is over, or when you make a profit from that session and that session is done, then it will automatically start a new session. That's what's created a cycle. So it creates a cycle. Every time it closes out a session, it will automatically go in and start a new session and start trading that coin again at another price. Okay, so that's a session or that's a cycle. Whenever you want to stop a cycle or stop a session, then you want to put it in the single mode. When you put it in single mode, whenever that session closes out, at the time that it closes out and takes profit, then it won't enter into a new session. It'll automatically close that bot down, okay, and allow you to do whatever you want to do with that bot, whether take money out put money in, whatever you want to do, you'll be able to do it. You never want to do anything with a bot while it's in a session. You want that session to close out before you do anything with it. Okay. So we want to put this in cycle, and then you want to have it in active. You want to have it active, and once it's active, then you're good to go. All right. And then what you want to do is you want to put in your balance, what you want to allocate to this bot. You know, when you put your funds into your exchange wallet, you're going to put it into USDT, and you're going to have a USDT wallet in your exchange. Well, that wallet, all your USDT will sit into that USDT wallet. That's where your funds will always be sitting. Your funds does not go into the bot itself. Okay, there will be no funds going into the bot. There's no physical funds going into a bot. What you're doing is you're allocating what funds the bot will use out of the USDT wallet. Okay, so you're only allocating to the bot what it can use out of that USDT wallet. So if you have $1,000, then $1,000, you want to make sure you have at least $1,000 in your USDT wallet for this particular bot to be able to use. All right. So that's how you allocate to the bot. You're going to create a balance for the bot. All right. And so this is where the balance will go. Over in this white section right here, we'll show whatever the balance is plus your profit. So whatever profit that you gain, it will show up in this white portion over here. So it'll be the balance, what you started with, plus your profit. We'll go over here. Now over here where it says use default configurations, this is automatically clicked on and defaulted to the one-click strategy that the CEO, Muhammad Ali, has already set up for you, okay, for this bot. Right? So it's a one-click strategy, and we're going to go over that strategy in a minute. But this automatically defaulted to the one-click strategy. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to know anything. It's automatically set up for you. All you have to do is allocate the funds for the bot to use in order to use the strategy. But now, when using this one-click strategy, there is a minimum amount that you want to put in your balance to be able to use this default strategy, okay? And the minimum amount is recommended is $600. That's the minimum amount. The reason why $600 is because with $600, that's enough funds for you to be able to take advantage of the market when it goes down at least 50%, okay? So if the market goes down 50+%, then $600 would be enough in your balance to be able to withstand that 50% drop in the market. Anything less than that, then you might not be able to take advantage of that drop that far down. Right? And so we want to be able to take advantage of when the price drops, because one thing with EazyBot, the only trading that they do is called spot trading. That's the only type of trading that's being done is spot trading. And spot trading is merely just buying a coin and selling a coin. All right? It's just like buying stock. And the whole premise is to buy low and sell high. You want to buy the coin as low as you can get it, and then you want to sell it as high as it can go to take profit. Right? So because it's only spot trading that the bot is doing, then it want to take advantage of the lower prices when the price drops. And you'll see the magic in what happens when that goes on, when you're able to buy at a lower price. You're going to see the whole concept here as we go on. So now moving on. So once we determine the minimum, which is $600, just for transparency, for KuCoin, you can put in less than 600 and still use the default strategy. Okay. Binance is normally 600 is the minimum, because Binance, to do a trade in Binance on any coin, is the minimum is $10. Is a $10 trade. Okay, that's the minimum. And KuCoin, I believe the minimum is $5. So in Binance, you want to at least have $600 to use the default strategy. And in KuCoin, at least $300 or more to use the default strategy. So it can withstand a 50% plus drop in the market, okay? So now down here where it says assigned balance, then this is what you have in your USDT, okay, for the bots that you're going to use. Like for instance, with my KuCoin account, I have 4 bots assigned to this KuCoin account with $2,110 in it, okay? So so it lets you know what's in that KuCoin exchange account. My USDT availability right now is 1312. That shows what's available in my USDT wallet. Okay, the other the amount that's not showing is what's being used in actual trades in those other 4 bots. Okay, and so now, and then you have the compounding, the automatic compounding. You want to make sure that that's clicked, because if that's checked, then that means anytime you make a profit, it will automatically compound in your account. Okay, it will automatically compound your profit, okay, into your balance. So that's why up here in the white part, it'll always show your balance and whatever profit that you've accumulated at that time. Now, then you have what is called the initial order. The initial order is when you're getting your first buy, when you're buying your first coins, okay, on whatever coin. So for instance, right here, we got the field. So, so when it goes to buy the first initial order of field, it's going to take 3.39% of your balance to buy the first buy or the first initial order of that coin. So which would be $33.90. So it's going to buy $33.90 worth of field coin in your initial order. All right. So that's what that is, because see, it does not use the total $1,000 that you have allotted to this. It doesn't use the whole $1,000. That's not how the bot works. It's only going to take a percentage, because if you use the $1,000 for the initial buy, then you have no more coins or no more money left over if the price dropped to buy more coins. Okay. So it's going to preserve what you use in your balance for any drops in the market. Does that make sense? So we don't want to use up all the money. Okay. We're only going to use a portion of it. So now that's the setup of the bot. So once you've got all that set up, what you're going to use, what exchange you're going to use, what coin you're going to trade with, put it in cycle, and you got it activated, and you put in the balance, then you would just hit save, and then all of that will be automatically transmitted to the exchange, and now that bot is ready to start working for you in that exchange, okay, automatically. So now, down here, this is where we get into the software itself. Here's where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. Right here, we're going to show you about, and we're going to go over some terminology here. So we're going to go into taking a profit, okay, how you take a profit, and how you set up an average price, okay. So we're going to take a profit, and we're going to show you average price, and we're going to show you taking a profit with an independent cover, okay, with an independent cover. Right? So we're going to go into average price and independent cover. But the first thing is, how do we take a profit? All right. Well, the bot takes a profit whenever you buy a coin. If the price goes up for that coin from the initial time that you bought it, then it will go up. Once the price goes up 1.5%, that automatically triggers the bot to want to sell that coin. Once it goes up 1.5% past the price that you bought it for, it automatically triggers the bot to want to sell. Now the operative word there is want, because at that point the bot wants to sell, but it's not going to sell because it doesn't want to sell just for the sake of selling. It wants to sell at the highest price that the coin will go to. But we don't know what that highest price is going to be. The bot doesn't know what the highest price is going to be at the moment. So that's when we get into what is called the profit retracement. The profit retracement. And so the profit retracement is whenever the price goes up past 1.5%, and however high it's going to go, when it comes back down 0.5%, that will trigger the bot to automatically sell at that particular point. Because at that particular point, it's in a downward, it's going back down in a downward motion, and the bot wants to sell before it goes any lower than that. Because at that point, it's not going up any higher, it's coming down. So we want to buy it, we want to sell it at its highest point. Does that make sense? So once it goes up 1.5% or more, and it starts to come back down 0.5%, at that 0.5% is where the bot is triggered to sell and take profit, right? So this is how you take profit. 1.5% up in price, 0.5% down in price, it sells and takes profit, okay? Now, it's going to do the same thing in what we call an independent cover. An independent cover. An independent cover is when a cover, let's go with cover first. A cover is when the price goes down. When the price goes down, then the bot is triggered to buy. When the price goes up, the bot is triggered to sell. Now, but over here, when the price goes down, it's going to take a cover. But when we're talking about the average price, the price goes down. When it goes down a certain percentage, and we're going to show you that in a minute, when it goes down a certain percentage, the bot is triggered to want to buy. Once it goes down a certain percentage, it's going to be triggered to want to buy, but it's not going to buy yet. Okay, it's not going to buy because we want to buy it at its lowest price. We want to buy it at its lowest price. So once it goes down, when it does a retracement of 0.5%, when it does a retracement of 0.5%, okay, and we got Remus. Come on in, Remus. You got a question?
Hey, Brian. How are you?
How you doing?
I got a little confused. Like
Okay.
You says that it triggers the bot wants to buy.
Right.
But is it like a take profit?
No. When the price, when you get the initial buy, right? When you first get your first coins, okay.
Yeah.
And at that time, when you first get the first buy, starting out the session,
right.
Then but all of a sudden the price goes down. When the price goes down from that initial buy,
yeah,
okay, that triggers the bot to want to buy again. It's looking to buy.
Bottom again. Section.
Yes, I'm going to go down to the bottom section and really go into that. I just wanted you to understand the terminologies, okay? Right. Because when the bot goes down a certain percentage, it's looking to buy, and when it does, when it goes back up 0.5%, that's when the bot will be triggered to buy at that particular point. It's not going to buy just because it went down.
Okay.
It's only going to buy when it retraces back up 0.5%, just like when we did the profit. When the profit went up 1.5% up, okay, when the price went up 1.5% or more, when it came back down 0.5%, that's when the bot sold and took profit, okay? Because that's what triggers it to sell. It's not going to sell just because it went up, and it's not going to buy just because it went down. It's
Right.
only gonna take that action when it retraces a 0.5% either down if the price goes up, or 0.5% up if the price is going down. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when the price goes down, and once it goes down a certain percentage, when it goes back up a 0.5%, then that's when the bot buys and it takes a cover. That's what a cover is. When
Yeah.
it buys at the lower price, it takes that cover. Now, as it relates to the average price, okay, let's go down here. So now we're going to talk about the average price. Now that we know what a cover is, we know what a profit is. Okay. Now we're going to go into the average price. So now that we've already made our initial buy of 3.39%. So if we got $1,000, our initial buy was $33.90. Okay. So that was our initial buy to start out this session. So now, if the price goes down 2%, so in this green section is where we're going to establish the average price. So if the price goes down 2%, once it goes down 2%, that triggers the bot to want to buy. It's not going to buy yet. It just makes the bot want to buy at this point. But now the bot is not going to buy until what? Until the price goes back up a 0.5%. When it pulls back a 0.5%, that's when the bot will buy at that lower price. Okay. And when it buys at that lower price, it's going to take a cover. That's the first cover in the average price. So it's going to take that first cover and it's going to take that buy at that lower amount after that 0.5% retracement or pullback on the price. Now, when it takes that buy, it's going to take that buy at 1 times the initial order, 1 times the initial buy. So whatever you bought this coin for at the initial order, which was $33.90 in this case, then it's going to buy it again at $33.90 on this first cover. Okay. So now, if the price continues to drop again, but this time it drops 5%, because remember, we want to reserve the funds that we have allocated to this bot. So if it drops another 5% in price, now the bot wants to take its second cover. It wants to buy again, but it's not going to buy. It won't buy right away just because it dropped 5%. It's only going to buy when it retraces back up a 0.5%, and then it will buy. Then once it buys, because it retraced back a 0.5%, then it buys at that lower price and it takes its cover 2. But now on this cover 2, what it's going to do is take 2 times the amount of the previous buy. The previous buy, the previous cover, it took it 1 times the initial order, which was $33.90. On this second cover, it's going to double that now. It's going to double that. So instead of $33.90, it's going to be at what, 66, 67, 80. Okay, or 66.80. So it's going to take 66.80 to buy at that particular price, which is giving you more coins at this point at a lower price. Okay, this is called the martingale strategy, because it's doubling up on its strategy to buy. Right. So now, if the price continues to drop and it drops another 8%, once it goes down 8% more, at the point of 8%, it triggers the bot to want to buy again. But quite naturally, the bot is not going to buy just for the sake of buying. It's just ready to buy. But once the price retraces back up a 0.5%, that triggers the bot to buy. Now it's going to take its third cover in producing the average price. So when it takes its third cover, it's going to buy the third cover and it's going to double up again. This time it's going to be 4 times the amount. Okay, 4 times the amount of the initial order. Right? So now instead of 66.80, now it's going to be what 120 something, $130 and some change. Okay, and so it's getting it at a lower price. So now we've taken all the coins that we purchased, that the bot has purchased, from the initial order to the 3 covers that it took on those 3 drops. Okay, the price has dropped at least what 15%. So it's taken those lower prices and bought at a martingale effect where they doubled up on buying those coins, and it's going to take all the coins that it has bought and calculate those coins by dividing the amount of coins that it has based on the price that they bought it, and then it's going to create the average price, which that average price is going to average out lower than what it initially costs for you to get this coin. So it's the price, the average price is going to always be lower than the initial price that you initially bought this coin for. So with that being said, if the price shoots back up, we don't need the price to go back to the initial price in order for us to make a profit. We only need the coin to go to the average price and 1.5% above the average price before we can make a profit. We don't have to wait till it goes to the initial price that we bought it for. The average price, this whole calculation that the bot does automatically, is the secret sauce to this bot. This is the secret weapon on how we're going to make profit in a down market because of this average price. Okay, that's the secret weapon to this whole thing, creating this average price. But now, what happens when the price continues to drop? Here's what happens. This is all written into the software. When it goes down another 1%, when it goes down another 1%, the bot is ready to buy again. It's ready to buy, but it's not going to buy, right? Because it's going to wait for the price to go back up 0.5% before it wants to buy. So as soon as it goes back up 0.5%, the bot automatically is triggered to buy. Now it's buying its 4th cover. But now starting with the 4th cover is what we call an independent cover. An independent cover, because this cover works independently of the average price covers. This is independent. It works separately. It works totally on its own. So when the bot buys on the 4th cover, and it buys at a lower price, when it buys that, it's going to buy it at 1 times the initial order, okay, or the initial price. So it's going to be $33.90 is what it's going to use to buy this particular cover. And when it buys that cover, it's independent. So therefore, if the price does go back up, no matter how high it goes up, okay, if it doesn't reach the average price, and when it retraces back down 0.5%, then the bot is going to sell that particular cover and take profit. This is where it's going to take profit now. And when it takes the profit, this is what it does. It's going to take 50% of that profit and put it into your wallet, into your USDT wallet. The other 50% of the profit is going to go into the average price, add to the average price, and recalculate the average price and bring the average price down a little bit further. Why? Because it bought this coin at a lower cost, at a lower price. And it's going to take that lower price, configure it in to the average price to bring the average price down. Does that make sense? Okay.
Hey, Brian,
Yes.
got a question. Like,
Uh-huh.
what happens? What happens? The market drops down, like very sharp, like it goes down 5% after the three initial covers,
Right.
and then it kind of drops all the way down to 5 to 10%.
Okay. Good
Um,
question. Very
will
good
it
question.
like kind of like start buying all these covered like 1%, -1%, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, or have to, or it waits until like it retrace back to 0.5%.
There you go. See, you just answered your own question. You're exactly right. This is what happens. Let's say the price drops. After we've established the cover of the average price, going into the fourth cover, the price dropped. Now it dropped 1%. But remember, the bot is not going to buy just because it went down 1%. And if it goes down 1.1%, the bot is not going to buy yet. If it goes down 1.2%, if it goes down 2%, the bot is not going to buy. If it goes down, 3%, 4%, like you said, 5%, it's not going to buy until when? Until the retracement of 0.5%. The reason why the bot is designed to do that is because it doesn't just want to arbitrarily buy just because it's gone down a certain percentage. It wants to preserve the funds that you have allocated to the bot. So if it goes down 5%, that's fantastic. It's not going to buy until it goes up 0.5%. Then it will buy. Then it will buy, and that way it gets it at the lowest price possible. And it preserves the funds that you have allocated to the bot. That way you don't use up the funds unnecessarily. You use the funds only when you need to buy at the time that you buy, not just to buy just because it dropped. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Just want to know how to explain it correctly to my people.
Right. There you go. And that's it. It's self-explanatory. The bot will not buy until the price goes back up 0.5%. Because, think about it. If the price is steady coming down, if it starts to go back up 0.5%, then basically it's probably going to keep going up a little bit more. And you don't know how far it's going to go back up. So you want to buy it at this lowest point. And then if it starts to go back up, you want it to go back up because that creates your fourth cover. So let's say it goes down 5%. Instead of 1%, it goes down 5%. And it goes down 5%, and the bot buys because it retraced back at 0.5%. So therefore, you bought it at 4.5% drop in the market. And you bought at that particular price. But when it started retracing back up at 0.5%, let's say it kept going back up. And it kept going back up another 3%. It went back up another 3% before it retraced back down 0.5%. So therefore, if it retraced back down 0.5%, that means it went up another 2.5% from the point that you bought it for. And when it went back down 0.5%, it's going to automatically sell that cover 4 and take that 2.5% profit. Now you're in profit, and the price is still down from when you initially bought it at the initial order. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful. That is powerful. Okay, so now you've just made a profit, and because you made that profit, now it's going to take 50% of that profit and put it into your wallet. Okay, and then it's going to take the other 50% and help bring down the average price even further. Right? Mm-hmm. And so when it starts to take these other covers, if the price keeps dropping and it takes another cover 5, and it drops another 1.2% or more and takes cover 6 and drops another 1.3% or more and take cover 7, okay? When it's taking these other covers, then those are independent covers. So whenever the price goes back up, it'll start to sell those independent covers depending on how far it goes back up and retraces back down. And see and understand, the bot is designed to take 60 covers. Okay, it's designed to take 60 covers. And that's why you have to have a minimum of 600 in Binance or 300 in KuCoin in order to be able to take this amount of covers. Okay, because you don't want to run out of money. But now, let's say you do run out of money, because you can still set this bot up for less than the minimum amount. But if you do set it up for less than the minimum that is recommended for you to set this bot up, you have to uncheck this. You have to uncheck the default strategy and put in the lesser amount. And it will still use the default strategy. It will still use the default strategy, but it's going to be at your own risk, because you don't have enough money in there to sustain a 50% plus drop in the market, because you don't have enough funds to allocate that. Okay. So that's why it's recommended, if you're using Binance, to use a minimum of 600 in your balance, and in KuCoin, a minimum of 300 to sustain yourself during that 50 plus drop in the market. Okay. So now that we understand how to get the average price, and we understand now about the independent covers and how the profit on the independent covers helps to bring down the average price, and we know that we don't have to get back to the original price that we bought the coin for in order to take a profit and close out this whole session. So now let's look at it from a different point of view. And let's go here. Let's look at it from a different point of view now. Okay, we're going to go over the same thing, but this time we're going to look at it differently. But it's the same concept, same thing. This time we're going to draw it out. And I kind of stole these drawings from Muhammad Ali when he went over it on a call, on a performance call. And he drew this out. I can't draw it the way he does on a computer, so I copied his slides. So here's where we had the initial buy, okay? In this particular one, he had 3.33%, but it's 3.39%. So on the initial buy, in order to take profit, again, you go up 1.5%. Once it goes up 1.5%, it's looking to sell. It's looking to sell and take profit, but it's not going to automatically sell. It's going to only sell when it does a retracement. But as you see here on this slide, no coin ever just goes straight up or goes straight down in price. It's going to always fluctuate up and down, up and down. That's how a normal market works. It's going to fluctuate up and down, up and down. Okay. But when it goes up past 1.5% and it retraces back down 0.5%, at that point is when the bot is triggered to sell. So that's how you take a profit, right? So now when you're getting into the average price and the price starts to go down, well, it's the 2% mark. Once you reach the 2% mark of the price going down, if it retraces back up 0.5%, that's when it will buy. And when that time that it buys, it's going to buy at 1 times the amount of the initial order. Okay. If it continues to drop another 5%, then it's going to look to take another cover for the average price. So it goes down 2%, and then it goes down another 5% in price. Once it hits 5% and goes back up a 0.5%, then it's going to take that second cover. Now, like we said before, just because it went down 5% doesn't mean it's going to buy. It could continue to drop down, and until it makes that retracement of 0.5%, it won't buy until it does that. So it could drop all the way down here, and it'll let it drop until it retraces back up, and then it will buy and take that cover too. All right. But now if it continues to drop and it drops another 8%, and then it retraces back up at a 0.5%, then it will take that cover 3. And at each time that it took that those extra 2 covers, cover 2 and cover 3, is a martingale effect by doubling up what it previously bought. That way it gives you more coins to deal with to help bring down the average price. So as we see here, this line right here is the average price, okay, when it took the first cover. And then when it took the second cover, it brought down the average price even more. Then when it takes the third cover, it brings down the average price even more. So even if the price goes back up and it goes up to the original price and retraces back down a 0.5%, it will close out the whole session. Okay, it'll close out the whole session. But because we brought the average price down, because of the 3 covers that we bought, and we averaged that price out because of the lower prices that we bought them at, it brought the average price down. So we don't have to wait for it to get back up to the original price. We only need it to go past the average price. And when it goes past the average price, 1.5% past the average price, it's looking to sell. When it retraces back down a 0.5%, it automatically sells, take profit, and close out the whole session and starts a new one. Because it reached the average price and retraced a 0.5% and sold and took profit on the whole session. And then it goes and starts a new one. But if it continues to drop and it goes into the independent covers, now we get into this. Because no coin just drops straight down. It's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And when it's into the independent covers, it'll go up and down, up and down. And as it goes up and down, this is when we take profit. Okay. And even though it's going up and down, it's going up and down in a downward trajectory. So it's steady going down, but we're making profit in the process. And the more profit that we make, the more we're bringing the average price down, because we're taking 50% of the profit that we make, put it into our exchange wallet, and 50% goes to bring down the average price. And so to the point to where if this goes on and on and on, and we're continuing to make profit, the average price will drop all the way down to where the price only has to come up so far in order for you to take profit and close out the whole session and start a new trade. Okay. This is the magic in this bot. This is pure genius, mathematical genius, what he did here. All right. So here's an example right here of a chart of a Link coin, the coin Link. Okay. When it initially started here at this price right here, and it took I think it took 2 covers. It took a couple of covers here, and then it started to go back up, and it shot back up, and it sold out. So this is an actual, session where it only took a couple of covers, and then the price just shot up, and it closed out this whole session. Okay, so that's an example of that. Here's an example of the price starting out and it's going, and the price starts to drop, and it's in a down market for 40 days. For 40 days. This price initially bought this coin at $9.49, and it actually closed it out at $7.29. So the average, it closed out at a 23.13% drop. Okay, a 23.13% drop in the market, and it still took a profit of 6.33% because the average price was brought down, and it didn't have to get back up to $9.49 in order for it to make profit and close this whole sale out, this whole session out. It only had to get to $7.29 because we brought the average price down because of all the profit that was being made while the price was going down. Powerful stuff. Here's an example of the Aave coin that's still in session today. This coin they started tracking this coin sometime in August, but they had bought this coin in April. Okay, they bought it in April. And at the time that they bought this coin in April, the starting price of this coin that they bought it for was $251. Okay, that's what the initial price of this coin when they bought it was $251. Well, well, because the price kept dropping, but because it was dropping and going up and down during the drop, it was making profit. All right, and during this time, the average price dropped down to $84.19. That's a 33% drop in the average price. Okay, where the average price was at $166.81 from $251. That's an $84.19 difference. And it made profit of $972.62. Well, just the following week, okay, just the following week, the average price still dropped from 166 to 165. And it still made a profit of, the profit grew from 972 to 1,018 and some change in 1 week because of the profit that was being made during the drop in price. Okay. It continued on where it went from 165, the average price went from 165 to 163 and still made profit from 1,018 to 1,050 in 1 week. Here, it went again, the average price went from 163 to 162. Still went, the profit went from 1,050 to 1,097 just a week later. That's still a 35% drop in the average price. See, this is the magic of EazyBot. This is the magic in what it's doing in a down market. Okay, we keep going on where the average price went from 162 to 161 in a week. And the profit went from 197 to 1125 in 1 week. We're still making money. And this session is still going on. It has never gotten back to the $251 price that you initially bought this for. But we're still making profit. This coin is still making profit. Okay, let's go here. Now this date is wrong. He forgot to change the date in this. So it's actually from August 6th to September the 6th to September the 12th. But again, the average price went from 161 to 159. 1125 profit to 1171 profit. This is the same session. This is the same trading session for this coin. Still making profit. Until we went from this week, it went from 159 to 158, the average price. The average price is steady coming down. At this point, it's down 36%, the average price. So eventually, the average price and the actual price are going to meet and close this whole session out. Close this whole session out. So that's why I encourage you to always go on Monday afternoons at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Muhammad goes over the performance of the bots. He will go over the performance of the bots, and he shows that as he tracks this particular coin Aave from the time that they bought it in April, it's still in session. It's still in session. Now, here's an example of the price going down, okay, and how far the price can go down and you still make profit. Because see, in this particular coin here, this is Uniswap. When they bought this coin at $11.66, I believe, right after they bought the coin, it dropped 71%. 71%. And during that drop, they made profit of 12.48% during the drop. During the drop in price. Because see, no market just drops continuously. I mean, straight down. It always goes up and down. And in this up and down motion, the bot was making profit on the way down. Okay, steady making profit on a 71% drop. That's unbelievable. And see, and most people, if they were to buy a coin themselves and trying to do this themselves, then once the coin start dropping, they would have been sold this coin a long time ago. Why? Because they think they're going to lose too much money. They're trying to save some of the money that they have before this thing dropped all the way down. But see, with EazyBot though, it doesn't matter. EazyBot rides the wave of the market, and it's going to buy and sell as the market moves. Just because it's moving down means nothing to EazyBot. It's going to always buy and sell during the drop. And then as the coin went back up in price and started going back up, it didn't have to get back to the original price to close out the session. It only had to get to, it bought at 11.66 initially. It closed the session out at 9.34. That's a 19.9% drop in price. And it closed out the session. And it ended up, when it closed out this session, it ended up making in total 20.9% in total profit. Powerful, powerful stuff. You don't see that, you can't, and there's a lot of bots that can't do this. Most bots don't do this. Okay. Here's another bot. Here's another example of when the price goes sideways, where it doesn't drop down and it doesn't go up, and it's just being stagnant. And it's stagnant. Well, nothing happens during this time. But then all of a sudden, the price shoots up and the bot takes profit. Okay. Now, this right here, and be sure if you can, and anyone listening to this recording before Monday at 12 p.m., get onto the corporate call on Monday at 12 p.m. They're going to be coming out with the new strategy for the bot. And the new strategy for the bot is going to be awesome. Because as you see right now, and I'm going to be winding this up here, as you see, when you're developing the average price, when the price goes down from the initial price, when it goes down 2%, you take one cover. It goes down 5%, you take cover 2, and it goes down 8%, you take cover 3. Okay, and this establishes the average price. But in between each one of these covers, the market is moving up and down, but we don't make anything. Okay, we don't make anything in this movement. Okay, because the bot is not triggered to do anything until it goes down 5% or 8%. So in between the 2% and 5%, any movement in between there, the bot is not doing nothing. It's just lying dormant, waiting for something to happen. And in between the 5% and 8% covers, any movement in between there, the bot is doing nothing because it's not programmed to do anything. It's not programmed until it hits one of these percentages. Well, this is what the enhancement is going to do, and they come out with it. What he's done is he's put independent covers in between the average covers, the covers that create the average price. He's put independent covers in here. So in that same movement, now we're going to be able to make profit in between the covers that create the average price. And when we make the profit in between these independent covers that create the average price, when we make profit, that profit is going to go 100% into the average price to help bring the average price down even further. Okay? To help bring the average price down even further. So instead of getting into the independent covers below the average price, it could get to the point to where the average price will go down so low that it will automatically end the session before it gets into the independent covers below the average price. Here's another way to look at it. This right here is the TRX coin. As you see, it took the initial buy and the average and the cover 1 and the cover 2 to create the average price. So in between here, anything happening in between here, the bot is not doing anything. And here's an example of that. This is the example of what is actually going on with that particular coin during that time. Okay, it took cover 1 here at this price, and then you have all of this action going on here before it takes cover 2 way down here. So all of this in between here is activity that's going on with this coin that we're not making profit on. Okay, it's not making any profit. It's not buying or selling in between here. And it took this cover 2 here because this is between here and here is a 5% drop. And this is when it took the cover 2. And then when it got down here, it didn't even reach the cover 3, the 8% drop. But we're doing all of this activity here. The bot is just sitting. Well, when he puts in the enhancement, now the bot will be able to buy here in between the independent covers, in between the average covers. It's willing to buy here now and sell here. Buy here and sell here. Buy here and then buy here and sell here. Buy here and sell here. This is all taking place within the independent, in the average price section. And it's bringing down the average price even faster to where this could possibly sell and close out this whole session before it even gets into the independent covers below the average price. That is what's coming. That is what's coming. So, you know, get on to the call on Monday at 12 o'clock. And he's going to be going over that. And hopefully they're supposed to be launching the new strategy. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. Okay. Because that's going to make you make money even faster than what you're making it, giving you even more profit. All right. And they just came out with this. And once I show you this, we're going to wind this call down. This is a site that they came up with that gives you the EazyBot performance insights. Powerful, powerful site. Okay. And I'll be emailing this out to you with the recording of this session so everybody can have it. This right here gives the performance of what EazyBot is doing. You know, people ask you, well, what is the what interest rates is the bot getting? And we can't really answer that question because we're doing spot trading, and this is actual trading. So you don't know what the market is going to do the day to day. But you can look at what the bot has done in the past to give you an indication of what it is doing and what it can do. Okay. And so this right here gives you that. And so this gives you 127 day look or performance of what the bots are doing. And this is a portfolio of bots. These are actual, I think it's 19 bots. I think it's 19 or 17 of them. Okay. And it shows you over the course of 127 days how much these bots are making, how much these coins are making. And the thing that really shocks me, is when I got into this, I always thought Bitcoin was so volatile. Okay. Because see, the great thing about EazyBot, it doesn't matter what the market is doing. The more volatile the coin is, the more money we can make with EazyBot. Most people don't get involved with cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency is so volatile. But it's the opposite with EazyBot. The more volatile the market is, the better it is for EazyBot and better it is for us to make profit. And I always thought Bitcoin was very volatile until I got into EazyBot and started looking at what these coins actually do and how volatile they are. And EazyBot, and Bitcoin, as you can see from this illustration, Bitcoin is the least volatile coin amongst all of these coins. This is a powerful visual for people to be able to see on how the bot is making money in a down market. Now watch this. This really tells the picture right here. And David went over this today on the builders call today. And the builders call is on Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I really encourage you to get on that if you can. But here, it really shows you. This black line here shows you what the market, how the market actually goes down. At this particular point, it went down 34%. But the blue line shows you the profit that EazyBot has made during this down market on this portfolio of coins in this 127-day period. Powerful. See, visually, you can really see what is actually going on. We don't know what's going to go on in the future, but we can show you what's went on in the past, right? And so this one right here is a good indication where it shows you in percentage-wise, because this is what most people like to see, percentage-wise, what you'll make on your portfolio. See, you become your own portfolio manager here. Let me see if I can get this to just 81 days. Let's go the whole 127 days. See, you get to create your own portfolio here. And EazyBot allows you to do that. And so you can be just like the big boys on Wall Street. There's no difference here. The only difference is you don't have billions and millions of dollars. You just take whatever monies that you have. Now, let me pause this and take a look at this. Out of these coins, you have 19 coins, all trading $1,000. Okay. And over the course of 127 days, the average of your portfolio, if this was your portfolio, your average would be at 17% in 127 days. That's just under 5% a month. Okay. And this portfolio is just getting started. See, you have the ability to do the same thing the big boys are doing on Wall Street. You can create your own portfolio, your own mutual fund, your own 401k. You can do this yourself. That's what makes this so powerful. And then EazyBot has created a history because right now, since March of 2022 of this year, they have traded almost 8,000 trades in profit per day. And that's in the midst of a 30 to 70% drop in the market. It's not too many bots that can say that. Not too many platforms that can say that. And we're just creating this. And it's getting ready to get better. It's getting ready to get better. All right. So this is EazyBot. Yes.
Don't forget to remind people there's sometimes like there's slippage in the market. You might experience negative profits.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And I'm glad you brought that up, Remus, because we did go over that last week as well. And that, you know, there are slippages in the market. And also, the EazyBot is designed to always trade in profit. That's the way it's designed. But the EazyBot has no control over the market, and it has no control over your exchange wallet. And so, and sometimes there have been negative trades happening because the EazyBot is making a request to the exchange to perform a task, but the exchange is not quick enough. Okay. The bot instructions are too quick and too fast for the exchange to react sometimes. And sometimes it will close in a loss. And on the flip side, sometimes it closes in more of a profit at the same time. Okay, but it does every now and then take a losing trade. Okay, but it's very minimal. It's very minimal. And it's so minimal that a lot of times, I've seen it sometimes, and I don't know if they still do it, but it's so minuscule that the company sometimes eats that, and they still give it to you. All right, that's the kind of company that we're dealing with here. Okay, the company is all about the people. It's not about the money, it's about the people. Because see, understand, if you don't make money, the company doesn't make money. And that's the whole deal. And so that's why their main focus is on the actual bot itself, because the bot is the key to this whole thing working, right? And as long as the bot is producing for you, you're not going anywhere. And if you're making money, then the company's making money. So you're talking about almost 8,000 profitable trades every day. Every day. Imagine the amount of money that people are taking in their bots. And imagine the 20 and 30% fees that the company is bringing in. It's well worth it. Well worth it. All right. And it's getting ready to get even better. So you're in the right place at the right time. There's no accident that you're here looking at EazyBot. There's no accident at all. This is supposed to happen. And if you're anybody, if you know anybody, or if you are someone that don't know anything about cryptocurrency, how to get involved with cryptocurrency, this is the best place to come and learn right here. Because now you don't have to worry about your money. And at the same time, you're learning a valuable education about how crypto works. Okay. And I'm talking about from A to Z, how to get a wallet, how to set it up, how to trade, what happens with trades, all of that stuff, all the terminologies. You'll learn that just by being around it, being involved in it. You'll get that experience. because that's how you learn, through experience. And by getting that experience, you're not worried about your money, on whether or not you're going to lose your money. And you're not worried about if the company is going to walk away with your money. Those worries are gone out the window. And it gives you the opportunity to focus on what you're doing. All right. And so that's a powerful thing within itself, because you know, if anything happens, you have 100% control over your funds. And there's no other better position to be in than that. Okay. So with that being said, hey, look, I want to end this. It's going on to the top of the hour. If you have any other questions at all, anybody have any questions about anything, I just appreciate you guys coming to the call, checking it out, seeing how the bot works. I hope that you could understand everything that I explained to you in reference to getting the average price and how we make a profit in a down market. And just imagine what's going to happen when the market starts to go back up. You know, we're in a bear market right now. This is what you call crypto winter. Okay. Crypto has been down for almost a year now. Almost a year it's been down. And it's been down as low as 80%. And matter of fact, you've had one coin to actually go out during this year. Okay. That's how bad it's been. And as bad as it's been, we've made money with EazyBot. And how many companies bring out their product, a product that's dealing in cryptocurrency in a down market? They actually brought their product out in a down market. It's like being thrown into the fire. They took this product, threw it into the fire, and to see how well it's going to perform. And it's performed better than they probably thought it would. And now it's going to get even better. So we're in the right place at the right time, because when the market starts to turn, and it will turn, I believe it's going to turn, because crypto is not going anywhere. And more people are getting involved in crypto. More and more countries are getting involved in crypto. So understand, it has no choice but to go back up. All right. And when it does, we're sitting in prime position to take advantage of the market when it does. All right. Because we're in at the very, very right time. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me and going over this and learning this, because not only does it help you, but it helps me too, because it helps me to learn this even more, helps me to explain it better. And I hope that you guys understood everything. And I try to do this every Saturday. If I do have your email, you'll get an email from me every week letting you know about the workshop. And I tell you, you know, if you know other people that want to learn about this, hey, turn them on to the workshop and let them come. I really encourage you to go to the corporate calls that are being done every week on Mondays. And also on Saturdays, the builders call is, I mean, you learn a great deal on those calls. And then also the support calls on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I mean, I'm sorry, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to those calls. That's where you'll really learn. You'll really learn what's going on with EazyBot and how EazyBot works. The more you expose yourself to this, the more you'll learn about it. The more you learn about it, the easier it becomes. And the easier it becomes, the more easier for you to talk to others about it. Okay. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming. And I look forward to seeing you next week at the workshop, and look forward to seeing you on the other calls as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Remus, for showing up. Glad you can make it, man. Thank you.
You're so awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right. So with that being said, everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. And for you football fans, go Cowboys.
So you're Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys all the way. Yes, sir.
Yeah.